Hello, and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. I'm pretty sure everything's on fire. So, that's good. Very good. Although now I'm slightly worried that, okay, never mind. I was worried that we were going to do the whole thing with the Spectre again, but I guess not. We might be having a conversation again, though. So, you know, repetition's fun, though, as we've proved last stream, or 2 streams ago, whenever that was. Alright. I read this out last time. I remember what I said. This one, sure. Golden red. Why not? You know, I probably should have listened to what she had said, because I may have forgotten what I'm meant to be doing. That's fine. Let's... So I think we can break these down to help people out, possibly. I don't know if I want to help any of these people. I don't really like any of them very much, but, you know, whatever. We could go over here, break this down, get a couple of people with swords on side. Let's do that. Go, Aratus, go. Smash that shit. Oh, good. That is a very big axe. I wonder if we can loot that guy. We can't, but we can loot the thing next to him. What's this? Forgot that we have magic dust now. Good. Alright, let's start moving in over here. Oh, apparently Calistige and Aratus have leveled up as well. Glad that I can do a lot with that. Alright. This apparently only has 1 use, so perhaps I shouldn't use it just now. I don't know if that's 1 per, oh, yeah, it's 1 per rest. I think Illusory Warrior is 1 per crisis. Should we do this? Why not? Fuck it. Yeah, that'll be fine.
In this world, then.
Calistige will get to shoot at it at least, but I'm pretty sure she can't do any damage. Good. She can maybe do 1 damage. She has a 55% chance of doing it. Good. Good. That's fine. So it looks like these are exactly the same as the other fragments that we fought. They seem to have the same health even. So I suppose Makina will once again be doing literally all of the work. That's fine. Did she just hit someone on her own side? Good. But the Necropolis sucks.
Look out, villains.
I'm glad that I can't even really tell where anyone is. That's fine. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Oh, it was crit. Hit that. Good. Maybe Calistage will get a kill. Oh, okay. I should really just move her back.
As you wish.
Then again, I mean, she is basically, yet again, just a meat shield, so... Oh good, yes, hit Aratus, that's, Hit the NPCs. Good. Should I be wasting her on that? Oh, they all have pretty low health, actually. Maybe better she attacks this one since it's got higher health. Good. That's good. That's really good. Oh, no? Probably oh no. I would go with oh no on this one. Oh good, it's the king in yellow. I fight that? I want to fight that. No? Okay. Well, I'm glad that Eratus's weak attacks are able to kill off Sorrow Fragments. So I suspect that at this point we should probably just start running.
Above. Sideways.
I don't know if we can kill this one. I want to loot whatever that is. Which I think should be okay. And then bugger off with all haste. In fact, let's send Calistige to turn that on. Well, that was not great. I think actually I'm just gonna loot that thing and fuck off. You know, I'm starting to feel that I'm probably gonna have to try this again. That was a lot of damage. Who are you again? Was he the Chalcedon? Is that who that was? I don't much care. Oh. Oh, good. That's good. Okay. Well. Fantastic.
All right.
This was worth risking my life for. So much was this worth it. If we can just run away. So I think at this point we're abandoning all pretense of fighting and just running. Just running real hard. She shouts to you above the din. Hope is not lost. The ferretary. If there is any truth in the legends, then it is our only hope. She looks up at the towering sorrow. But you'll need some time to understand it. If one of us is brave, perhaps others can live to find a way to stop it. She breathes in once. I am brave. I am brave. I will buy the time for you and the others, young one. Make the most of it. Yeah, that seems like a good idea, given that, you know, this was all not on fire when I left. Thanks, bud. I wouldn't say it is no matter, but she laughs shakily. It is a great matter indeed. Do not waste my sacrifice. A golden glow surrounds her as she steps forward, a kaleidoscope of beautiful colors, the shifting energies of the tides cast into a tangible being. She holds her hand aloft and ethereal fires play around it. The weight of the sorrow's baleful focus settles on her. Your vision shrinks to a pinpoint as the two face each other. I really want her to just get one shot. Like immediately. By absolutely no time whatsoever. She did 2 damage. Okay. Yeah, I'm not planning on saving anyone. Fuck all y'all. Alright. There it is. Oh. You know what? Let's save Melmoth. I'm sure Matt Kino will thank us for that. She's gonna be real pissed. Why are you still fighting? Oh my god, fine, whatever. Let's see if I care. Part of me wants to turn this on, but I don't know if there's any point, really. I don't know what the route here is. Oh, I need to go around this way. I need to go right next to this. Great. Oh good, I can interact with that, apparently. I don't think that's the Sorrow. I think that's something next to it. I would love to be able to interact with the Sorrow. That'd be great. I wonder if there's some sort of bonus for saving all these people. And again, I don't know if I really care about any of them. I'm gonna turn this on. Probably wasn't worth it, but you know, whatever. It's fine, Adderus has a shield now, so she can distract the Sorrow for slightly longer. It's gonna hit her with an AoE attack and kill all of us. Calling it now. Can I pick that up with my my fighting action? I hope I can. Oh good. Worth it. Definitely worth it. Oh, and of course there are still fragments around and about. That's good. It's fine. Calistage is completely expendable. She has been expended now. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna find out later that if they die here, I'm like, that's it. They're fucked. They're gone. Does it have to have a cape? It felt like it wasn't intimidating enough without the cape. It needs the cape there. Okay. I'm glad that it's coming like right next to us. Oh good. So that thing I said about the shield, apparently that does not matter. Shield doesn't help. Okay, good. Can I activate that from here? Do it, Makina. And then she died. Horribly. Oh, good. I mean, you know, at least we know that when we eventually have to fight this thing, we should be going for relativistic damage over everything else. Oh, I can interact with that? Can I interact with this? No? Go interact with that, Eratus.
Above. Sideways.
Oh, okay. Oh, I need quick fingers and mystical lore. Damn, if only I knew someone like that. If only I knew a character who had mystical lore. And possibly quick fingers. Makina might have mystical lore. She seems like a bit of a mystic.
Of course.
Just run to the edge of your thing. Just do it.
Let's go.
Glad that we opened up Melmoth's bit and he's like, nah, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Alright, thanks, Melmoth. Wait, who are you fighting? Oh, right, Adderus. One of the fragments will kill Adderus, and then the Sorrow will just sort of one-shot us. It'll be good. Although that said, I do kind of wonder if they'll leave Eratus and Calistige alone. I mean, they've already fucked up Calistige, but Eratus, as far as I'm aware, isn't abusing any tides. He says about the man with a golden glow. Oh, no, it's fine. It'll be okay. Good. Really not doing a lot there. Do you have, can you do any of this? Oh, you can. Avoiding the sputtering energy, you remove several heavy stones from the pile. The exposed synth tubes flash as some of the heavier rocks fall into them and disintegrate with a hiss. The remaining rubble rests precariously on a single round hunk of stone. Hooray! Can't wait. Do I have to do more stuff with this now? God damn it! Step away. Oh well, I suppose Aerith is as good as covered on that one for next time. I really do hope the Sorrow leaves us alone. I want to turn this on. I don't know if that's going to help me particularly. Oh, I see. If I turned this on, I could go and clear those and go that way. But, you know, we've got this going now. I have a lot of might, so smashing should be easy enough. Never mind. Never mind. That thing I said earlier, just forget about that. That was a lie. What an interesting turn. I'm glad we had to watch that. God damn it. Where's the Sorrow go? Wow, it has 800 health. Maybe if we purposefully wait so that, you know, Adderus can shoot as many blasts as possible at it, we'll have an easier boss fight later. I mean, I doubt it, but I live in hope. Who'd you kill? Is that Adderus? Alright. That's... Never mind. Oh dear. I don't think Matkina is the right person for either of these. Let's have her... is there any way I can delay my turn? Okay, if you've played this game and you know how to delay your turn, feel free to leave a comment. None of these look helpful. Okay. I think the only person who can do that is Eratus with the Overwatch skill. I don't remember what it's called. I'm calling it Overwatch. Alright, do this. Sure. Oh, okay. That worked out well. Go. You pick up a meter-long length of synth and eyeball the pile's center of gravity. With a quick jab, you set the pole under the rocks, hop up, and press down. The mount crashes into the synth lattice and atomizes. The last of the rocks bury the device. Pretty sure it should be bury rather than buries, but I could be wrong. Now go over here.
I am the very soul of action.
So you not get to... Really? Oh, okay. There we go. Smash it. Yes, good. A few of the rocks break free. Those remaining... I don't know why I decided to read that. It waked. It waked real good. Go, last cast off. Run over here. Run over here? Oh, over here? There we go. That must be a weird feeling to be inspired in like a certain radius. To suddenly just feel a lot better about things and then just to suddenly have that feeling taken away. Wait, did she drop loot? Gonna be a little bit angry if Adderus dropped loot. That looks an awful... Oh wait, is that just... She did drop loot. Damn it. Part of me now wants to replay this and just hang around Adderus until she dies to find out what the loot is. No, leave Melmoth alone. I spent all of 2 seconds rescuing him. Well, I'm glad we made the effort. Oh, he dropped loot too. I think that fire has dealt more damage to me than any of the other shit here. Even as the heat of the fire crackles and blisters skin, the air around this structure feels damp and pregnant. It pulses in a way it wasn't before, some kind of reaction to the Sorrow's presence. As it is approached, 3 bone-like handles curl out of the structure as if in greeting. That certainly didn't happen before. A telepathic whispering begins, a cold, cacophonous chittering that is clear despite the roaring flames all around. Something is alive inside this thing. I don't care about that. Who gives a shit? Artists, come over here and try to interact with this thing.
Action!
Turn the nearest bone. The lever slowly rotates across the face of the structure, lubricated by a mucus film. It locks into place and withdraws into the pyramid. The cacophonous chittering grows louder. 2 bones still protrude from the structure.
I'm ready.
Oh. Should we do this? I think if this fails, we're gonna die. 2 cartilaginous? Shall we go with cartilaginous, perhaps? Joins remain extended from the base of the structure. The cacophonous chittering has grown even louder. Force a connection. Fuck all y'all. You reach out with the tides, pulling the psyche inside the device closer. The screeching, moaning, crying voices nearly deafen you, crushing your head with psychic pressure. When you think you can't handle any more, the mind lashes out at you, breaking open the cage that contains it. Wow, Indigo raised a huge amount. The bones glide languidly into place, then disappear into the structure. A voice, or 1,000 voices, moan in your head. The pyramid peels open, a swirl of transdimensional energy and biological fluids blossoming inside. A portal with something else waiting on the other side. You can only hope it's not worse than the sorrow that hunts you here. Oh no, it's the super sorrow! We gonna use that, or no? The interior of the pyramid swirls with a mysterious energy. A loud, plaintive chittering beckons. Before you can react, a powerful gravitic force yanks you and your companions into the structure, away from the horrors of Miel Avest. It wrenches the other surviving cast-offs inside as well, hurling them to other places beyond your reach. And you suddenly find yourself somewhere else. So if I had rushed towards this, we possibly could have saved Melmoth and maybe even Edris. Ah, fuck those guys, whatever. No one liked them anyway. Melmoth was creepy and Edris was, like, just so irritating. So incredibly irritating. You were pulled through the ferretary, and the world goes dark. Your sense of sight has suddenly failed. You try to move your limbs and find that you cannot. You're alone, cut off from everyone else. You sense the terrifying presence of the sorrow as it surges through the portal behind you. Knowing you are trapped, it reaches out. Rin gains the inspired Fatal? She's the... what? Didn't we sell her into slavery? I'm pretty sure we sold her into slavery. There must be some exciting things happening at the slave pens today. And is hurled back, shrieking in fury. Its cries vanish at once, as if an impenetrable that doesn't say impenetrable, as if an impermeable wall has suddenly been raised between you. A terrible new sound fills your ears, a chittering, whispering cacophony. Something probes at the edges of your mind, something vast and incomprehensible. Resist with all your might. Aha, you all laughed at me for taking intelligence, but now... Oh good, I'm glad that didn't go through. You breathe deeply, channeling your instinctive fear into cold fury. Then you focus that fury against the thing that is probing your mind. At once the chittering sound ceases. Can you hear that chittering sound ceasing? I certainly can. And you sense the vast presence regarding you more carefully, perhaps even respectfully. A new sound replaces the chittering, a bone-jarring hum, like the buzzing of insects' wings the size of mountains. It grows stronger and louder. The sound becomes a dull ache that spreads throughout your body. The ache becomes pain, hot and searing. You grind your teeth, straining to concentrate, to keep the intruder out of your mind. Then, without warning, it stops. You feel a sudden sense of recognition, and perhaps surprise. The chittering fades, and you slowly wake. What is this? What new treasure is here for me to find? A friendly voice booms. Opening your bleary eyes, you see an earnest, grey-skinned non-human with a toothy smile. He is tall and wide across the shoulders and exudes great strength. I want to kill him. His hands terminate in long claws. Mine do that too! No, they don't. They do have claws. But where are my manners? My name is Dracogen, and you are in the bloom, though I dare say you didn't expect to arrive here quite like this. I might have. He studies you briefly, his eyes roving across your body with practiced ease. Do you have questions? Perhaps I can answer them for you. Look, the last person who offered to answer my questions turned out to be the Changing God, okay? Fuck off. Fuck off. I have business to take care of. What were those voices? The bloom is a living creature with a reach across dimensions. Its consciousness, if I may use that term, is unlike anything we know. So unless I miss my guess, what you heard were some of the many voices of the bloom. How did I get here? All I did was touch the territory. You don't remember? A pity. It must have been something to experience. If you'd come down from the Memorivira's fortress. That's not how you say that. It's Memovira. Fucking whatever. I'm done. I give up. Or along one of the roadways, you'd know the path you took. The pathways of the bloom are strange. Not all of its roads are pleasant. I felt others pulled in, like Calistige. Is Calistige okay? She was dead last time. Who knows? The bloom's motivations are inscrutable, and its tendrils pass through countless worlds and dimensions. If you were brought here by the bloom itself, then these others you speak of could literally be anywhere. Thanks for that. Tell me about yourself. Why did I ask that? I don't care. He swells with momentary pride. I am Dracogen. I'm the man who can find what you need, even if you don't know you need it. I deal in information, and I pay those who work for me handsomely. Ask anyone here. They'll tell you I trade fairly. Okay, alright. You might also ask them what happens to those who try to cross me. But I don't think that a relationship starts best with threats. We should work from a common interest. Perhaps you can do something for me. Fine. A business proposition, my friend. I wish to prove my value to you, and then you can provide value in return. I trade in information, favors, and Numenera, and it so happens I know about you and your kind. You're a cast-off of the Changing God, an old acquaintance of mine. Indeed, I have known a number of your brethren. I even know about Miel Avest. Oh yeah, about that. Your secret refuge. So ask, and I will do what I can to provide an answer. By the way, just so you know, shock flashes across his features, and he wipes it clear quickly. I am truly sorry to hear that. I never had the honor of a visit, though I longed to go. Such accumulated knowledge. So many artifacts lost. The value of the pieces would have been worth... Well, no matter. No matter. What's done is done. I'm looking for the first cast-off. They're dead as shit. Oh, okay. She's alive, and she's here in the bloom. Mazov told me. Mazov? How interesting. In any case, you seem to believe what you have said. I concede that common knowledge is not always correct, and I bow to your surety. I do not have your answer, but I know one who might. If you wanted to know anything about the bloom, you should speak to its ruler, the Memovira. Anyone can claim that title. Question is how well she holds it. He raises an eyebrow. Well enough so far. Fine. Inside her fortress, but she has locked her gates to outsiders while she considers the problems that face her. Only those who provide something of value to get in now. Like me. So if I kill you and wear your skin, will that work? How do you feel about that? Maybe? What do you want? I once had a claim to an artifact, but it was spirited away to a place called the Ascension of Kexlanish, a realm of crystalline beauty. I need that artifact back. It's called the Magmatic Amulet, a circlet of dark, hyaline material. It is of great interest to me. Great interest. I believe that you may be uniquely suited to retrieve it, because you're the character, the protagonist in this game. He bows. Find it, bring it to me, and I guarantee you an audience with the Memovira. What if I decline? shrugs. You won't get into the Memavira's fortress, and most likely you'll be devoured by the bloom, with nothing left of you but memories of what could have been. But, as with all things, this is your choice. He gestures toward the large open chamber behind him. Ask around. You will find that I trade fairly. You'll also find that I brook no deceit. He stifles a yawn. But I have other business to attend to. If you wish to gain access to the Memavira, you had best go. He points to the passage leading away from the courtyard. Follow the caravan routes to the trade post. You'll find a mall there, and it will take you to the Ascension.
I'll remember that. Remember,
the magmatic amulet from the Ascension. Thanks. Can I sleep somewhere? Maybe? Do a bit of sleeping, perhaps? In that tent, maybe? Well, that does not look good. Oh, slaves. May have dealt in one or two of those. Well, oh, look, it's Rin. Hi, Rin. How you doing? Oh, this is awkward. Yep, that's fair enough. Okay. Let's play the who seems most likely to let me sleep somewhere game. What's this? Let's interact with it. A metal pylon, so polished it might be crystal, has been thrust into the bloom. Flesh at the junction of two armored neural axons. Whether the bulbous protrusion around it is an effect of this invasion, or whether it was the reason for the insertion in the first place, is impossible to judge. Like so much of the bloom, it oozes both mystery and mucus. I think this is part of a dimensional anchor, Calistige says as much to herself or herselves as to you. But if it is, whoever was building it didn't get very far. Let's do this. The nodule is pink, pulsating, and moist to the touch. The sheaths, by contrast, are hard and bony. Beyond that, it's a mystery. You have no way of judging whether Calistige's assessment of the pylon is right or wrong. Its purpose is opaque, and the polished metal reveals no further clues. You notice, however, that there's a deep sulcus in the bloom, flesh where it meets pylon. The talc filling the crevice makes it impossible to tell what, if anything, is inside. This can't go poorly. Your forearm deep in warm, mucousy talc when your fingers brush against something with a hard edge, obviously not part of the bloom. Flesh, but also distinct from the pylon. Unfortunately, your touch has dislodged it, and it begins begins fucking up your sentence. It begins sinking deeper into the crevice. Try to grab it with your quick fingers that you don't have. Alright, sure. That was a waste. Oh, the sunspot icon, great. You plunge in deeper and catch hold of the metal object. With relief, you pull your arm and the recovered cipher out of the mucousy sulcus. Reach into the sulcus again. There's fucking nothing, you dick. Oh. Leave the pylon alone. Okay. Can I sleep here? High weights for prey. Can I sleep here? Just do sleeping? Yes? A metal construct stands before you, silent and still. Its armor is pitted and ancient, spiked with metal thorns instead of arms. The construct has long, killing blades, sharpened to a gleaming edge. What are you doing? Mankina whispers. I wouldn't talk to this monster. I've seen it kill some powerful people, and some powerful not people too. Hi! The construct stirs, and a voice emanates from somewhere in its depths. It has a hollow, empty sound, as if it speaks from a vast cavern underground. I am a soldier, a predator. My names are as numerous as the wars in which I have fought. But those wars are finished now, and I have left my names behind. Surely you remember some of your names. Some, I remember all my names. Exnarch Series 14, Genshuro Mark 10, when I was bodyguard to Vostula Lo, he called me his barber of flesh and made me a boogeyman, feared and hated in every nation he conquered. The construct says nothing after this, but the hisses and whirs inside its armor make a great deal of noise for what seems like a long time. Who created you? I do not know, nor have I ever known. They culled all record of themselves from our minds. I only remember those for whom I fought, and there have been many such masters over many long millennia of service. Oh, good. For a time, I believe, my siblings and I slept. I do not know for how long. Then we were awakened by new masters, the Tabat. We fought for them until they were no more. What happened to them? Did you kill them? The construct's blade arms twitched convulsively. A vast explosion buried the underspine, and their city, and most of my siblings as well. The remaining Tabat were hunted and slain by those they had ruled and enslaved, and I was left alone, save for a few of my kind. I have some other questions. Ask them. I will answer if I can. Well, that's very obliging of you. What are you doing here? Waiting. The word is hollow and cold. For those who are strong and feared, for the predators who walk the bloom. They come here, at times, to challenge me. If I prove myself to be a predator above all others, I believe that the bloom tongues will catch my scent. The clicks and hisses from inside the construct's armor suddenly go quiet. I wish to be devoured by the bloom. Okay? A weirdo? Have you not seen those who have passed through the gullet of the bloom? Every trace of who they were has been stripped from them. They are freed from the trappings of memory and self. Reborn. I haven't met anyone who's been eaten by the bloom and lived. Walk the innards of this city monster for long enough, and you will meet them. A series of lights flash in a quick succession on one side of the construct's faceplate. Even now I can taste the transdimensional footfalls of one such man. You may find him in the vast interior space beyond the arterial opening. There, the construct gestures with one bladed arm to its right. Once he possessed a name that was well known in this place, before it was stolen by another. Now he walks alone, forgotten, and without fear. Why do you crave rebirth? How many years have you lived? Only a few, judging by the firmness of your flesh. In that time, what horrors have you witnessed, or perpetrated? You know, a fair number, actually. Do they slip into your mind in unguarded moments? Perhaps they do. Whatever horrors you have seen, multiply them by 1,000, 100,000, across a vast, grinding millennium of wars. Now imagine that you cannot forget, cannot even distract yourself with other memories. Do you know what I remember? Only those things that would make me a better killer. Every severed limb, every gout of a heart's blood, every cruel execution before a cheering crowd. All else is lost, for that is how my creators fashioned my brain. That is why I crave rebirth and forgetfulness. I'm to be troubled by the violent things you've seen and done, but you're a killing machine. Why should these things bother you? A long moment passes before the construct speaks. I have pondered that question for all the years since I awoke in your world, and also during the long aeons of my sleep. For centuries I felt no such revulsion at the memories of my past. But over time, the horror grew in my mind, and in the minds of all my brethren. The construct pauses again, as if considering its next words. Oh good, he gave us XP. I have come to believe that our creators intended this. Perhaps they understood the terrors we could visit upon the world, and this was their way of ensuring that we would not endure forever. If our foes did not destroy us, then we would be driven to destroy ourselves. I have some other questions. What do you know about Trackagen? He is a predator of sorts, but subtler than most. I have observed him, as one hunter watches another from afar, but I cannot fathom what he truly wants. What he seems is not all that he is. What do you mean that he is not all that he seems? No, the hollow voice is sharper and somewhat more dangerous. The words I spoke were exactly what I meant. Why don't you challenge him to combat? The construct's head turns in Trackagen's direction, even though the grey-skinned man is not actually visible from here, obscured as he is by the crashed katana? Sure. You sense that the construct's eyes can see him plainly. For a long moment you hear a series of whirring and humming sounds from inside the construct's head, as if the creature is considering your words. Then, at long last, it turns its head back to you. No, even I would not dare. The words are firm, with a note of finality. Oh shit, son. I definitely want to kill him now. I want you to... Wait. Do I want you to kill me? Let me check everybody's health and stuff. I'm pretty sure if I die, they don't get fully healed, but I think I do. So yeah, can you kill me real quick? I want you to kill me. This is not the first time I have heard such words from a mortal. Perhaps I represent an easy death, a quick release for those who desire it. But I must disappoint you, as I did the others. I will fight those who I deem a challenge, but I will not kill without purpose. Alright. A series of lights flash beneath the construct's faceplate, but it makes no audible reply. Let's level some people up before I forget, because I will forget. Man, of all these choices, let's do this one, and let's increase intellect. I guess we have both of those now, great. Oh, 2 points. 2 damage on esoteric attacks. I don't remember what those are. Jeez, pretty bad. That might be good. Pushes or pulls all creatures in range. That doesn't seem... Can I use that to knock people over? Let's get that and this, because I don't remember what esoteric attacks are. I have a feeling they're not melee attacks. Oh, did she level up twice? Nice. Let's do, I kind of want to increase edge, actually. For intellect. Alright. Who else leveled up? Meritus? Extra effort. Yes. Good. One of these. Hook. Ooh. This seems really good. And let's do heavy weapons. Anyone else level up? Oh, Makina did. Do we want to increase edge? I think we do, actually. Confirm. Did I level up? No. No. I don't know. Thanks for nothing, killing machine guy. Flame Dweller. Explorer. Anine. Should we go talk to Anine? A large and agitated beast looms over you. It is an Anine, a beast of burden. These creatures are normally docile, but this one bares its teeth and snaps at you as you draw near. It rakes the air with its stubby claws. Examine the Anine. Staying just out of biting range, you can see blood around the Anine's mouth. It looks like it has been bleeding, or possibly feeding on something. Let's touch the Anine and see if it kills us. As you approach, it snaps its head forward, snarling. Yeah, let it bite me. The Anine bites your hand, drawing blood even though its teeth are blunt. It shakes your hand back and forth, then releases you, and you stagger back. Can I not touch it again? God damn it, fine. Hi, Skady? A pale, heavy-set merchant woman stands by an agitated Anine. Her eyes seem to have trouble focusing on you, and when they do, she drops them, her hands nervously adjusting the scarf around her neck. I'm Skady. You here to trade? Sure, let me see what you have for sale. Nothing good. Actually, I don't know that. That may be a lie. Ooh. Every time. I was looking at Battle Axe and assumed that this was a Battle Axe because it's on the right-hand side of the screen. That's not good for me. 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 There's nothing good for me. That's not good for me. I have a horrible feeling that I'm going to be using this axe for the rest of the game. Oh, some bonded artifacts. That's cool. I don't think I get negative fatals anymore. Or maybe I do. I don't remember. Second skin. Is this the same as second? Oh, right. I was looking at... Look, every time, okay? Every time. Max effort on everything but non-count. Holds 20 points of health and removes all negative... Oh, it's a cipher. Right, of course it is. Oh, it's something cool, so it's a cipher. Gotcha. That's a bit harsh. I kind of want to get this. Give somebody a frickin' laser rifle. That sounds good. It's speed-based, isn't it? So it's probably not too good. Or her. Yeah, that's probably not a great idea. I'd give it to Makina, but that seems like a waste of time. Since that sword is very good. Oh well, I don't think I really want to do anything with this oddity. Does this do anything? No. Just generates a stronger shoes. Let's sell that then. Oh, a sonic blade. and liquid death. Okay. I will hold on to the rest of our oddities for now. Why are you wearing that heavy scarf? Her eyes meet yours, and for a moment you almost think there's a pleading quality to them. Then they blaze with fury. That's none of your business. Leave it be, or just leave. Quick fingers, try to pull aside her scarf. Let's let Makina do this. Tugging at the merchant's scarf reveals jagged, still bleeding teeth marks across her neck. She yelps in surprise and leaps away from you, hastily pulling her scarf back up. How dare you put your hands on me? Get away! Skadi glances at her Anine, eyes wide, like a child with a guilty conscience. You recall the Anine's bloody mouth and odd behavior, and it occurs to you that its teeth match the size and pattern of the bite marks on her neck. She wrenches her eyes away from her Anine, closes them tightly, and begins to shake her head begins to shake her head rapidly back and forth, muttering incoherently. Her whispers sound more like buzzing and hissing than words. I can help. Probably by killing that thing. Because that's what I do. Oh god, persuasion. Why did I even... Let's let her do it. Yay! My Anine, it feeds on me, suckles the blood from my neck. For some reason I can't... No, I don't want to make it stop. She shakes her head, trying to clear it. But that's a lie. I do want it to stop. Her voice quavers in... it is quavers. What? Voice quavers in terror. I think the bloom did this, to my Anine and to me. Tied us together somehow. It's in our heads. I can hear it whispering to me. You can't resist the bloom, Skady. It's already taken root in your mind. I mean, I'll succeed on this one. Although I'll probably lose a merchant. I don't know if I necessarily want to lose a merchant. Why am I such a dick? Oh, this one's intelligence-based too. Damn it. Alright, on you go, Calistache. Her shoulders slump. You're right. It's too hard. And I'm too weak. Slowly, her body relaxes, and the tortured grimace fades from her face, replaced by a flat, vacant stare. Distantly, you can hear soft whispers all around you, hissing and chittering, tickling the folds of your brain. For a moment, they share with you a sense of excitement, exultation. Then they are gone. Carefully adjusting her scarf to hide the marks on her neck. Good. Carefully adjusting her scarf to hide the marks on her neck, Skady looks at you again. Her expression is bland, dull-eyed, like a broken beast. Still got goods to trade, if that's what you want. How you doing, Skady? She stares at you, making no reply. Nearby, the Anine growls softly. Hi. How are you doing, Anine? Okay, that was... Every time. Every time. Is there anyone who will let me sleep? Cultists usually let us sleep. Oh, is this the same guy from Sega's Cliffs? Okay, alright. No sleeping with cultists, apparently. This Philethus seems remarkably similar to the one you met in Sega's Cliffs. If it notices your presence, it gives no sign. Instead, it watches the slave market with a scholar's avid disinterest. Abruptly, its glass face twists in your direction. In a rasping, uninflected voice, it asks, "Why did the child wail?" Perhaps it had been sold into slavery. Perhaps it was wronged. For a span, the Philethus stands still and silent. Then with a gasp like an opening of an old vault, it sighs. Ah. After a moment, it seems to nod slightly, as if inviting you to pose questions of your own. I've seen you before, haven't I? The hull was dark and the plasma gleamed. Together, we posed questions. I'm looking for someone. The Philethus leans its huge bulk toward you, such that your face swells and deforms in its round reflection. You yourself must find. The thing's voice grates with labored certainty. Thanks for that. Do you know anything about the bloom? Yes. Good. A socket, a doorknob, a crumbling cliff. These are not your face. Each that is itself. The words, already slow, screech to a stop. Its glassy face cocks slightly, and a whir comes from within its robes. The mirror does not look back. The bloom cannot teach, but it leaves scraps. One gathers. What are you trying to find? A long, low exhalation comes from the Philethus. The question. That's an odd comic to be looking for, but okay. Is there something I can do to help you? Just coming around, asking for side quests. The question hangs before the silent Philethus. It gives no answer, not even one of the varied sounds of its contemplation. Eventually, it becomes clear that nothing will come. I said, can I help you? Again, the Philethus stands silent. Alright. Tell me about the bloom. No. Alright. What are you? In a strange piping voice, the Philethus replies, a mudlark on the bank of the river Time. Thanks for that. That was absolutely worth my time. Hey, do you have a bed? The fat little man turns toward you, a wide smile already on his face. Indeed, his smile is unnaturally wide, reaching almost to his ears. You notice that his mouth contains 2 rows of white, well-manicured teeth. You catch me in the midst of an auction, madam, but no need to beg pardon. My clients will wait. He leans forward conspiratorially. I find that a short delay in the proceedings gets them talking amongst themselves and sparks their competitive natures. Good for prices. The smile gets even wider, if that's possible. Parson Flint is my name, and the disbursement of so-called slaves to so-called owners for the betterment of both parties is my trade. What sort of slave are you looking for? She leans into you. These slaves are lucky, frankly. Consignments of the condemned have been known to go missing, usually when vivisectionists are flush with shins and require more advanced subjects than mere animals. This is practically humane. What are my options? Why am I doing this? Well, Flint puffs himself up, which makes him look a good deal fatter, but not a bit taller. I have all the major crimes represented here. Murder, of course, that's a given, but also graft, assault, treason, burglary, and conspiracy to commit all of those crimes. The foulest sort of predators. That's my guarantee to you. They come with all manner of emotional disorders, if that's what you're seeking. I'll find you a slave who caters to the need of your maw, whatever it wants. Sure, can I buy a slave? Flint's eyes light up. If his smile got any wider, it would tear itself off his face and go scampering away. So you're a registered merchant, are you? Got all the proper documents signed and stamped in all the right places? No, but I'm sure you've heard my name. I have plenty of friends in Sagus Cliffs. Flint shakes his head firmly. Despite my worldly demeanor, I know little of what goes on outside the bloom. You seem a respectable sort, I will admit, but official business requires the proper documentation. Really was not expecting a slave trader to be, quite so by the book. Alright. Suddenly Flint glances around in such an exaggerated caricature of stealth that you aren't sure whether he is serious. On the other hand, he whispers, perhaps we can make a deal, beneath the purview of the relevant authorities, as it were. Go on. I'm about to become a slave. One of my slaves is not attracting any buyers. He's a young fellow, fresh from the streets of Sagus, but I fear he's only a thief, not a murderer or a sadist at all. You can imagine how that's gone over with my clients. Since I cannot sell him in a legitimate manner, I am forced to go under the proverbial table. You may have him for a mere, 400 shins. No returns, refunds, or restitution. Flint flashes a disturbingly wide and toothy grin. Can I see the man first? Certainly, he's just over there. Flint gestures toward one of the bedraggled slaves in the pit. A young man, well-built, with a surprisingly sober expression given his condition. No, I don't care. As you wish, but if you change your mind, my offer remains open, lying on the floor beneath the proverbial table where we are forced to do business. All right. Good, we don't even get to know which of these it is. I assume that he's another companion, and my party's full, so... Oh, hi, Aratus.
So be it. Is there more danger?
No? Oh, it's you. Can I ask you something?
No. If you didn't know better, you'd think he looked thoughtful. He rubs the side of his face, then the corners of his sleep-bruised eyes. I've been pondering some things for over an hour about what happened back there in Miel Avest. All those people with stories so like your own, and now so many of them have just stopped, and I barely knew them at all. How... He pauses, toying with his doublet and staring at the sky. His glow pulses, growing brighter and brighter until it is hard to look at him directly. How are they supposed to be part of my story if they're dead? They aren't part of your story. Most of them were born long before any of us. It's not really about you, Eritis. Their stories don't matter. Only yours. That's funny. Let's do this one, sure. Good, Red. Oh, I know, he says, chuckling. I don't think they appeared the moment I arrived. Shakes his head. Must have been hard for them, you know, waiting for me to get there, knowing that things would be so boring until I did. And he slaps his forehead. We weren't talking about me, we were talking about your family. There, he begins, then winces. The glow around him is growing brighter than it ever has before. He doesn't appear to notice, however. Their stories are over now, aren't they? I mean, unless they come back at some dramatic moment, more powerful than they were before. I love doing that. But assuming that doesn't happen, what does it mean? Their stories mattered to them, I think. But what do they matter now? The golden light of his aura and his casual words can't quite hide the glimmering beads of sweat rolling down his cheeks. We escaped and they didn't. It's up to us to determine whether their lives and deaths matter. Wow, that's... alright. Their lives are over. It doesn't matter. We must make sure our lives do. I like to think they live on, in our memories, if nowhere else. The stories of theirs that we know are part of something larger now. Let's do, Wow, Indigo, really? We determine their stories? I've never thought of it that way. I've always lived life to the next adventure, but now I'm wondering where it will end. What will it be like? He pauses, shocked by his own thought. What will happen after? It's okay, Artis, you'll respawn. Oh, I find it so funny that Rin is here. I probably shouldn't be so happy to see Rin, but it really does just... I'm a horrible person. Hi, can I sleep somewhere? Oh, one of my companions is infested with demons. Demons! It is not a question. He stares at you for a moment. No, I know nothing about demons. Perhaps one of the doctors in the Chirurgeon slump will be able to assist you? Thanks, Broseph.
Yes, now.
Alright, I assume I need to go... Oh, there's a door here. With a named man. A man with a name. Hello, named man. It's a woman. Never mind. Forget all of that. This woman's face is lined with worry, though her thick build suggests that she could snap a spear in two without much effort. She continually glances toward the tunnel leading out of the courtyard, as though she hopes to see somebody. She runs a hand through her short, graying hair and mutters, "Gods." Finally, she takes a notice of you. The wrinkles on her face harden immediately. What are you looking at? She just a thumb towards the massive gate behind her. Nobody gets in the fortress without permission. I can already tell you don't have it, so keep walking. You look worried about something. What's wrong? That red tide. She gives you a wry grin. It's that obvious. You'd be worried too if you had 2 patrols go missing and you were stuck on guard duty. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm a psychopath.
Making a note.
Like, based on all my past decisions, I'm fairly sure I have no idea what a conscience even is. Listen, if you happen to see my missing soldiers, I'd appreciate whatever news you can give me. They'll be outfitted like me, she indicates her studded leather armor. I'd go looking for them myself, but she gives a kind of surrendered shrug, leaving her thought unfinished. If I find your missing people, will you let me inside? Pff, fuck no. She gives you a pitying look. I don't decide who gets in, I just keep everyone else out. But if you find my men, I'll give you something for your trouble. Will it be a hug? Will it be a place to sleep?
You want it done right.
Alright, let's go see if we can find a bed in here. I'm glad that every act involves a quest for a bed. That's the first mission every time. Oh look, here's something disturbing. I don't really know what, but I suppose that's part of the
Is
fun.
the sorrow in its full power cast off? What else have you been hiding from me?
I don't know if that was its full power. That may have been like half of its power. This is what being immortal means, Calestige. Facing enemies you can't possibly imagine who want to destroy you simply for existing. And I don't want that. She covers her ears with her hands as her echoes grow more and more agitated. None of us do. She quietens and stares at you with a mixture of disgust, despair, and admiration. How can I stay with you? She asks, taking a step back. How can you ask this of me? Think of all the secrets you have learned while traveling with me. What you say is true, she concedes. She takes a half step back, then stops. Do not let it devour me. The plea in her words is nowhere in her expression as she comes back to stand by your side. Alright, good.
I'm ready.
It's okay, Calestige. Companions apparently can't die. They just come back with less health. I need your help. Let me sleep somewhere. I don't care where. This man is tall and gawkily thin. His wiry hair looks like an explosion of metal springs atop his head. He regards you with bright, feverish eyes that seem too large for their sockets, and smiles. Even as he motions you closer, the man is scribbling words on a scrap of paper. He has fastened some sort of harness around his body. It holds a tiny writing tablet and inkwell so he can continue to write as he moves about. Dozens of scrawl-covered notes are stuck to his leathery robes. I've heard rumors of one fitting your description. Finally! One who takes action where action needs to be taken. Help us, sister, he intones in a wet and breathy voice. We are extremities of the great devourer, and we beseech your aid to right a great wrong. Oh, what sort of wrong? A terrible torment, he whispers. Torment 13? Visited upon the bloom, our god, it is the work of Ixu, the measurer and meddler who dwells in that nodule of flesh. He raises his pen toward the house that sits on the other side of the platform, red and stinking and inflamed. Ixu desires to understand the bloom, to quantify its impulses. This causes pain to our god. His eyes bulge even wider, and it occurs to you that you haven't once seen him blink. The evidence is clear for all to see, in the raw and swollen flesh of Ixu's house. We have warned Ixu to stop his pokings and proddings and measurings, but he will not listen. What methods are left to us? He lets the question hang in the air, an unspoken threat. Perhaps you can help him to change his mind. I'll have a talk. Alright. Oh, excuse me. His face brightens, and he pulls a handful of scribbled papers from a pocket and shoves them into your hands. Scriptures! Scriptures of the great devourer to inspire your thoughts and guide your words. Another tortured smile cuts across his face. From the pen of Inkpot, who is me. Oh, okay, good. Is it safe to drink from the water? Is that gonna kill me? Better than safe. Those fluids are the holy secretions of the great devourer. To drink them is to put your mind in communion with the bloom. He leans closer to you, and your eyes are drawn to the profusion of festering sores in his mouth. You can listen to its voice and know what it wants. For a time, at least. I'm gonna drink from that pool.
All right.
Drink some of the
I'm ready
fluid.
to learn something new.
That didn't kill me, really? God damn it. You take a sip of the yellowish water. It has a greasy texture and a slightly sour taste, but it quenches your thirst. You take another sip, and you start to hear whispers. They're faint at first, but they grow louder, resolving into the chittering voices of the bloom. They buzz in your ears, scratching at the inside of your skull. You stumble, struggling to keep your balance. Even as your senses dull, the bloom's voices seem clearer than before. You're immediately aware that the voices here sound angry. Hundreds of them hiss and shriek in murderous rage, directing their ire toward the inflamed, fleshy dwelling on this platform. Let's collect some of the fluid. You find a small, discarded flask at the edge of the well and fill it with the yellowish fluid. Oh, How convenient. Let's drink some more of the fluid. Again, you raise the yellow fluid to your lips. It's clear that the effects of your last drink still haven't worn off, and imbibing more of the fluid is likely to make things even worse. Do it. Do it. You take another long drink of the yellow water. The bloom's voices grow louder still, drowning out your thoughts, chittering madly in your ears. The world blurs, you stumble and collapse to the ground, and everything goes dark. Yes. Full health for me. Oh, a couple of people are inspired, apparently. Let's see if anything's going on in here. Does Aratus have anything to say? Probably not. I think that was there anyway. Hi, Aratus. You think of a way to get them out? Nope. Alright.
Yes.
Is there anything in here? Probably not. Nope.
All right.
What about over here? I want something new to be here, because, I don't know, I think this is kind of neat. I don't think there is going to be anything new, though. There is indeed nothing new here. Well, it was worth a check, you know, you never know. I hear that sometimes you have to shake the tree and see what falls out.
I'm going.
And now to look at the screen for a while. Completely worth it. Oh, I leveled up.
All right. All right.
I keep forgetting that you just click the little plus. Should we do an ability or skill? What skills have we got? You increase smashing.
I understand now.
Alright, let's go in here. I think after we have a chat with this man, I will end the stream. He's gonna be like, you can totally sleep here. Oh, I don't really want to fight one of these. I think that would be bad. Barbs and blades cover the surface of this hulking metal construct. Its scalloped skin looks like a suit of intricate armor, the joints able to bend in directions impossible for a human. Though the construct is immobile, something in its design sparks a frisson of involuntary dread within you, as if it were a predator regarding you. Lore machinery. She's got that, right? 100%, there we go. That extra edge was a good call. The construct doesn't seem to mind your prodding and poking. Indeed, it doesn't react at all. By the time you're finished, you're reasonably certain that while it maintains basic locomotive and processing functions, its mind has been utterly erased. It truly is an automaton now, lacking any sort of free will. Some of its weapon systems have also been deactivated, though its killing blades are as deadly as ever. Who are you? It continues to stare impassively ahead, ignoring your attempts to converse. If it weren't for the faint hum within its chest, you would question whether it is even functioning. What are you? It tells you to fuck off. Tell me about yourself. It flips you the bird. Oh, thanks. Hi, Ixu. Can I sleep here? This Varielan looks much like others of its kind. Violet red skin, yellow eyes, a tall crest atop its head. This one appears to have chosen a male form for now. He, wears thin lenses over his eyes and some strange device encircles his head. With weighted attachments dangling at the ends of long straps, his calloused pointed fingertips are stained, and his garments are unkempt and in disarray. He looks impatiently at you as you interrupt his work, his eyes snapping between you and the door. His chest inflates with irritation. The interruptions continue. What would you have of Ixu? The Bloom cultists don't want you to,
I'll remember that.
don't want you to. This surprises me not at all. The Bloom resists measurements, data, the truth of itself, yet it devours and destroys, its movements unknown and uncertain. Further, much trade comes through these portals and other, potentially dangerous entities. Why then should we not seek to discover its ways? This work, it is important. It cannot be derailed by some pathetic believers. I would reward anyone who can drive them off. He glances behind you for the first time and recoils visibly on seeing Metkina. Can it be? Stories have circulated. They said you were dead, that the Memavira had found you at last. She smiles grimly. Not yet. I'm surprised to see you're still alive, Ixu. I wouldn't have wagered on it. The Varyelan bows. The White Death honors me. Stories of your prowess continue. In the meantime, I abide, gathering and learning, even in the face of the protesters outside. He shrugs. But knowledge has always had its detractors. They will do what they must. As long as my work lives on, I care not. He turns his head from side to side, seeing you with both his eyes. What would you have of me? What's that? The Bloom detests those who seek to understand it on a rational level. For some time now it has sought my destruction, to erase all accomplished here. The device generates a multispectrum field that repels the Bloom's advances. Ixu's lip curls. This means only that it waits for me without. Had other devices not been available to create food and drink, I should have perished here. Tell me about that construct in the corner. Many years ago it came to my door. It vowed service to me if its memories and personality could be erased. I did not ask why, just as I would hope to have my own reasons respected. He rubs his eyes. It now serves to protect me against those who would do me harm, most specifically the Murdans and the cultists. What do you think, this one? Defeating them with reasoned arguments would be difficult. The Varyelan appears to consider. I present no danger to them, not like you. A threat of force might persuade them, but I believe they tell the truth about enjoying the Bloom's favor. To oppose them is to draw its ire. Do you have anything you are willing to sell me? He looks around at his cluttered desk. I do not anticipate a need for these devices any longer. Perhaps they can serve you. Healing, you say? Cipher. Ooh, it's an entropic engine. An artifact. This is, as far as I can tell, just a better version of what I'm wearing. Okay. Heretic's Fork. Scan thoughts. That seems kind of neat. What else have we got? Psychic focus. Oh look, an ecstasy paralyzer. Great. This might be good for Calistige, actually. What's she working with? Nothing good. Let's get rid of this. Like this.
This should be useful. My thing.
374. How much is that? 500? 600. How much is this worth? Nothing? I guess nothing. Okay. Surprisingly valuable. Shouldn't hold on to this any longer. Alright, I don't really think I want to read anyone's mind at the moment.
On it.
Alright, well let's go and threaten some cultists. Hooray! Hi, Inkpot. Inkpot looks up from his scribbling, his crooked mouth shaping itself into the mockery of a smile. We await your intercession with Ixu, but our god is in pain, so we will not wait forever. Fuck off. Ha! His laugh is a discordant shriek. While our god suffers, so will the damned Ixu. He'll have no peace, no rest, as long as we live. Look at yourself, all skin and twisted bone. I could break you like a twig, and I will if you don't do as I ask. Boom.
I'll remember that.
He swallows hard and licks his lips. Blasphemer, he whispers. Have your way, then. You may be stronger than me, but the bloom will destroy Ixu in time, and it will kill you, too. As he departs, you hear harsh whispers all around you, the wrathful voices of the bloom. After a few moments, they fade. Bye now. Wasn't that an edge? Oh, no, it wasn't.
Go.
I thought they just kind of ran off the side of a cliff. Alright. I don't know what this is about, but whatever. Hi. These three humanoids wear intricately curved armor that makes them look like undersea dwellers of legend. You cannot recall having seen the material from which they are shaped, either. Though the suits are bulky, the wearers move with a strange and fluid grace. You might have mistaken them for monsters, but their leader is unhelmed and appears human. She has close-cropped hair, an angular face, and her jaw is clenched, as if she were subconsciously chewing on a problem. At your approach, she gives you an irritated glance. You address the Jemadar Arechi. Speak what you need, or be gone.
Making a note.
And she reconsiders her words. Ordinarily, hospitality is ours. Forgive this one. The maw to our anchorage has closed. She indicates the hideous tentacled mouth that lies dead in the center of the platform. Another way we must find. Have you word of open maws that lead to our station? She lowers her voice. Beseech you, even. Trapped here with the supplies we purchased for our compatriots. If you want me to help, you'll need to answer some questions. Her jaw unclenches by the smallest fraction. Naturally, this one will seek to provide informative truth. Tell me about your anchorage. All the refuge we have ever known. We await the ship that will end our mission and take us home. Captain Janner commands us. If you find the maw and speak to her, perhaps she can tell you more. How did you come to be trapped here? Left the anchorage where our ancestors have served for centuries. Sought resupply as we have so many times before. Upon return, the way was closed. Again, she indicates the dead maw at her feet. Worried now that comrades may suffer without us. Where should I go to look for maws? This one hopes you would know. We are strangers here. Buying supplies is all we know, not hunting maws. She looks down at the dead maw on the platform. Here was the maw that led to our anchorage. Here it had been for many years, yet on our return, dead. I'll see what I can do. But before I do that, I am going to end the stream here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that if you did enjoy, you will come back and watch some more. I stream from Thursdays to Sundays, with Thursday to Saturday being streams of Torment, and Sunday being a stream of the creation of my Fallout 4 mod, the Bay of Sins. So if you're interested in watching those live, I have a Twitter account and a YouTube account, both of which I post videos to about 5 minutes before I go live. So those are good ways of keeping informed about this sort of stuff. So thank you again for watching, and have a fantastic day.